Went to prison in 1969.
There are days you can't take back.
I was 18 when I got arrested. I turned 19 in the jail.
Years you can never regain.
I'm 63 now.
David Scott knows about time lost.
44 calendar years.
He went to prison the year Richard Nixon became president.
Went in as a kid and come out as an old man.
And came out a few months before the first black commander-in-chief was elected for his second term. A lot has changed.
The whole world, the whole city.
David spent his entire adult life locked up for murder.
You didn't do it?
No. No. I knew about it, just as guilty.
In 1968, he says one of his friends in North Memphis robbed and murdered a man, but blamed him for the crime.
He got out after 10 years?
Yeah.
And you served 44 years?
Yeah.
And he actually shot the gun?
Yeah.
David says whether he can forgive his friend, he's not sure. Prison time has been hard.
I heard that you've been stabbed several times.
Several.
How many times have you been stabbed?
Well, knife fights probably about 22. That's a knife wound.
A lacerated liver and punctured lungs are just some of what David's endured.
Like having a wife, kids, family, responsibility. I ain't had none of that.
And then there's the day that he got out, August 23rd, 2012.
They released me with $75, a bus ticket back here, and that's it.
With no living relatives in Memphis, David's first stop was a homeless shelter, the Union Mission. But he says it felt a lot like prison, so he went to the streets, sleeping under bridges and railroad tracks at age 63. Then one day he met a pastor.
Homeless, he was struggling to figure out what this world is like.
Jared Bingham of Shady Grove Presbyterian Church says he saw something in David's eyes, something in his soul.
I found him to have a deep well of peace for all that he's been through.
He asked David to speak in front of his congregation.
My experience was until that time he really didn't quite trust that the world cared for him.
But they did. David's story touched those who heard it, so much so they got him this house in Binghamton where he lives now.
We got him a place to live, we paid his rent, we stocked his pantries.
More importantly, they became David's friends.
I'm thankful to all the people that helped me. They're some of the kindest and compassionate people I ever knew.
And he says despite where he's been
You get tested in prison.
and how long he'd been there,
That's the only life I ever had, the only life I knew.
they all have something in common.
I don't need no proof about God. I believe in God because of my life.
Sabrina Hall, WREG News Channel 3.